Hey everybody, welcome back to Cards for Days. This is Barry K. And today what I'm showing you is a gem. This is my childhood collection. So this isn't everything, but it's the binder that I put my favorite players and cards in. And I actually, the rest of my loose stuff I left at my parents', and I think my brother took it. So this is all that I have from my childhood collection. So the first thing I wanted to mention is this thing got around. You can see here the binding was missing. I remember carrying this to the card store and most importantly to my friend's house because I was a big trader of cards. We would always trade and it was kind of like the Craigslist thing, how you would keep trading up until you got something you wanted. I did the same thing. I tried to find who the hot rookies were going to be so that I could trade them to get some of my favorite players. So in here, you're going to see some of the rookies that I thought would become superstars, but ultimately it was to get my Cal Ripken, who was my favorite. So right off the bat, you'll notice Moises Alou, was a young star player, and his cards were kind of hot. But what you'll find in this is, I had all the basic Donruss, Topps, Fleer. But man, I had some weird offshoot cards, and I actually like those weird ones. I'll point those out when I get to them. Growing up, and even now, big Cubs fan. He eventually became a Cub, but before that, my little brother collected Cubs also, and I typically just let him have my Cubs. I was the good big brother. So I don't have many Cubs in here. You notice I got the Topps and the Topps Gold, if you can see that. The Father-Son is a very cool card. And you'll be able to see from my collection about when I was in the hobby. So you get the 88s, 89s, 90s, that kind of thing. Brady Anderson, that was just speculation. I collected him, I could get his rookies, and I was hoping he turned into a big star so that I could trade him. But once I got it, not a lot of my friends collected my collection, and that made it easy for me to get cards. And you can see I had a pretty good assortment here, but no emotional ties to him. Next player I collected, Jeff Bagwell. Again, he was a star. Nobody else collected him, so I thought, oh, what the heck. But I loved getting some of these oddball cards. If you check out this Post card, every kid ate cereal. They even gave cards. So that was always nice. I remember choosing my cereal based on what kind of toys they had in there. The other thing that I noticed about this is I would alphabetize. If you notice when we go through this, it was Brady Anderson, A's in the front, Alou. I alphabetized these cards constantly, so they were always going in and out of sleeves. You can see here my scorecard. The edges are, let's see if my camera can catch up. Edges are dinged just from putting them in and out of the sleeve. I did that constantly. The condition of the card was not as important as it is now. But check out some of these crazy designs. 93 Upper Deck. That is an ugly set. I don't know if Jabs thought about that one when he made his list of the worst cards. But these glow stars, I had a lot of these. Stickers. These are some of the nastiest looking cards, but granted, it is a sticker. I have a few of these in the back. And my 7-year-old son, he looked at that and he said, "That is an ugly card, Dad." I agree. Next we have Joey Bell, who became Albert Bell. Looking back through these cards, what I noticed is I really like the Stadium Club. And even the 2019 Stadium Club is a really nice looking set. All the little inserts, score select, Stadium Club, Topps Gold. I felt like I could collect all of the normal cards from players back then. You didn't have as many parallels and colors and numbered and autographed and relics. It made it a lot of fun that you felt like, oh, I'm going to get all of these players. Some scratch off with Albert Bell in it. That is interesting. Let's take a look at that. What in the world? Some sort of game. Oh, I don't want to open it. I might lose all of its value. All the Pat Listash and Albert Bell collectors out there. I have not opened this scratch-off game. If anybody knows what that was all about, put in the comments. This should be a walk down memory lane for many of you. Delino to Shields. There were a couple, you know, like I said, I just thought he might be a star and I can have his cards, and then when I find somebody who collected Delino to Shields, I can make trades with him. But, you know, super fast, super exciting to watch. I thought it was pretty cool, too. I think I was listening to Boys to Men and watching Delino to Shields play baseball. Nice Malcolm X card there. You know, another thing that I noticed, and I found these, let's take a look at them, these playing card cards. I have a few of those in my collection. Major League Aces 93, the U.S. playing card company. I have a lot of that. I don't know where I got it. I don't know if I picked it up at the card shop or what. But you'll see some pretty neat cards like that. And then, God, these cards. These Fleer cards are disgusting. 95 Fleer. The designs are atrocious. Even the back, you know, minimalist design here. Look at that card. We're going to put you back and let you sit another 20-some years until you come back out. Travis Fryman. I honestly just collected it just because maybe I was getting so many of them, I thought, I might as well collect them. I don't know if I actually watched him ever play baseball. Another Expo here, Marquise Grissom. Again, young, exciting player to watch. We got Topps down here, and the Major League debut card is pretty neat. But if you look at these cards, not in great shape, and thankfully they're worthless. So I'm glad I didn't stress over them too much as a kid. 92, 93, 94, 95. I found some 96s in here, and I think that was the end of my collecting. You can see the Aces card here. Another glow card. It is cool when I got the Topps with the gold. That's pretty neat. So Marquise Grissom. Probably one of my better choices to collect, Mike Mussina. I didn't know he'd turn into a Hall of Famer, but got the rookie cards. I don't know if anybody remembers what these 91 classic baseball cards. If my camera will zoom in, there we go. Does anybody remember these cards? They look just like oh, they give you a little spot right here to put the autograph. But kind of has that standard Donruss back. But it doesn't even say so classic. Anybody remember that line? I do not. So Mike Mussina, Jab's favorite triple play. Slide that over. A couple different triple plays. Fleers, Stadium Clubs. Excellent cards. This Peter Gammons line up here of Upper Deck. Here I got the Aces card. Score Gold Rush looks pretty nice. I mean, Score was affordable. Triple Play was affordable. I could get my hands on it. Let's take a look at this Fun Pack card. I mean, did anybody else keep all these oddball cards like I did? Fun Pack. Let's take a look at that. No, Upper Deck. Upper Deck Fun Pack. Probably worth a fortune, I'm sure. More Mike Mussina. And it looks like this, what is that, 95 Fleer warning sign. Might be the oldest. Then we go to my favorite player that was not a Cub growing up, and that's Cal Ripken. Such a likable player. Looks like my earliest card is this 86 Topps. I did have, I don't know, his second year card at one time in my collection, and I think I traded it for a bunch of cards. 87 Topps, Top Run Makers. Here's an M&M's card. I mean, baseball cards were everywhere. I don't know if you guys remember that. Here's another, look at this interesting card here. It looks like it's one of those Aces cards with the rounded edges. But Indiana Blue Sox Inc. No idea who the Blue Sox were, but they made their own baseball cards and got a MLB license, I'm sure. Got a nice Cal Ripken sticker card up here. You know, now we get into your basic Topps and Donruss, and got a Superstar, kind of a mini before minis were a thing. Your Fleers and Scores and Donruss. I don't remember the 90 Donruss, why there was a blue and a red. Well, that's his MVP card, perhaps. Again, there were just so many cards of his. It was fun. I can get my 1991 post serial cards. Got your Scores, a lot of Score, a lot of Topps. Here's more of the classic. Very nice. A lot of Fleer, the 92 posts. See, I ate a lot of cereal. You can see here Stadium Club came out. We got, you know, just the number of cards, triple play. I love that, and that they weren't hard to get a hold of. Fleer Ultra, Bowman. It's kind of a pinnacle. There's 93 posts. I didn't miss a year with those posts. What are some of the craziest sets of cards that you guys collected? This triple play is a book. Some sort of game. I even collected the games and the scratch-offs. Here we got the glow stickers. And Cal Ripken was a wild card in the Aces pack. 89 Bowman. Seems like I did not go in order of years on some of these, but maybe I just got these later and just threw them in a sleeve and stopped alphabetizing. I know as I got older, I you know, didn't spend as much time on my collection. Tim Salmon, again, I just was hoping he'd turn into a big star. He did not. Gary Sheffield. Everybody was collecting Gary Sheffields. You see that in videos. So I had a collection. Had some of the rookies. All the typical cards. Again, we're starting up with the cereal. Then we've got a pretty neat card with Ryne Sandberg. It's my first Cub right there. He just made it into my Gary Sheffield collection. It's amazing how many cards of Sheffield I have for somebody I didn't really care about. He was just a big star, and his rookies were worth something back then, so I thought he'd be safe to collect. Got Larry Walker. I think I just collected Expos because absolutely nobody else in the neighborhood collected Expos. He was a good player, so I thought, what the heck. I'm going to blitz through him. Hey, buddy, I'm making a video. You want to come see these old cards?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So we're looking at Larry Walker.
Oh, you're doing that video?
Yeah, I'm doing that video. And then finally at the end, we got Sammy Sosa. And I think that I threw this stuff together. I went back through my cards and found whatever I had. Because the next person in this, you can tell I didn't collect him with as much passion as the others. And then here's Mark Mcgwire. So during the home run chase, I must have kind of come back there at the end. I just threw him in. Because I do remember Larry Walker was the last card. But here's Sosa and Mcgwire. Some of the, the typical cards that were easy to get that I just had in my collection. My good friend growing up, he collected Mcgwire and I collected Canseco. And then I remember getting rid of the Cansecos that I had to focus on Cal Ripken. But these were just cards that I had left over. And then my favorite card, of course, in my whole collection is this ungraded Mark Mcgwire rookie. I mean, check out the condition of that card. The edges, nice and soft, the way that I liked them. And that is just a
Our
cool
computer
card.
just fell asleep.
Yeah. Whose computer is that?
Yours.
All right, my computer. So those are my Mcgwire's
like
Captain Crunch card. I mean,
Captain Crunch.
you know the breakfast cereal Captain Crunch?
Yeah.
We used to get baseball cards in our cereal. They were in a package, but if anybody is wanting this Captain Crunch Mark Mcgwire, in fact, if anybody wants any of these cards, I am actually more than happy to part with them. I would love to make trades because that's really what I remember collecting cards being about, is getting the players that you liked. So, you know, maybe now is my chance to get those Ryne Sandbergs that I never could get as a Cub. When I was really young, the catcher Jody Davis, number 7 for the Cubs, I liked him. I know it's not worth anything, but if you guys have Jody Davis cards, I would love them. Let me know. I probably won't part with the Cal Ripkens. He was my main player. But, you know, if you need a Captain Crunch Mark Mcgwire to fill out your collection, let me know. Post something in the comments. You can send me an email at cardsfordays@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to trade with you. So this is Barry K signing off. Thanks for watching.